Welcome to the local Author Spotlight program with the Clark County Public Library. I'm Nancy Flinchbaugh with Spiritual Seedlings, and I'm your host for tonight's program. Today we are featuring Farzana Moon, a local author, poet, historian, playwright, and a Sufi Muslim. Farzana has a master's degree in education. She's a lover of books, she's a historian, writing especially about the history of the Mughal Empire and Sufi teachers. She herself is a Sufi poet and has written over 18 books on history and religion. She's also a playwright, and her plays cover folk life and religion. Farzana was born in Pakistan, but for almost 40 years now she's resided in Springfield, Ohio, and is a U.S. citizen. She lives with her husband, and they have one daughter. Farzana's writing on religion includes Muhammad, mystics, Sufis and mystics of the world, Hazrat Inaya Khan, and the American Queen. Here is her collection of books that she's written about the Mughal Empire. And these books include Babur, the First Mughal in India, Divine Akbar and Holy India, Mughal Hedonist, Mughal Exile, and The Poet Emperor. She's also written these books, The Sharia Exposed, Iram of the Crimson Desert, No Islam But Islam, The Holocaust of the East, and Romance Quartet. Her most recent book, American Queen, chronicles the life of the wife of the great Sufi Muslim Hazrat Khan. A reviewer has said, so while the book would be a treasured memoir and ideological compendium for devotees of Sufism and the Inayati order, for lay readers it would be an absorbing fairy tale of the power of love, of consecration, and a woman's strength of character and single-minded devotion. That, contrary to metaphor, the meeting of twains is possible, is very obviously the strength of this amazing discourse in spiritual romance. Hi, I'm Nancy Flinchbaugh, and today I'm interviewing Farzana Moon. Welcome, Farzana, to our Clark County Public Library Author Spotlight program.
Thank you, Nancy.
And I wanted to start by asking you a question. How did you become an author?
Well, I think I was born an author, and I didn't know about it. I just recall one of my childhood experience in school. We were on a field trip in our school botanical garden, and I noticed it was after rain and the sun had come up, and one rose bush was just dripping with the raindrops, and all the blooms were just falling down. And I was just spellbound by that image somehow. And I just stood there rooted to one spot, and an impromptu couplet came to my lips. And in Urdu, that's our national language, but I can roughly translate it. And it was like, this rose bush is so beautiful, but it's doubling down with grief. It's bent low with grief. And so that was my first experience of writing poetry, probably my first poem.
You were inspired by the botanical gardens, and that and to write some beautiful words.
Yeah,
what you saw.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so we are featuring your book, most recent book, The American Queen. Tell us a little bit about that and what motivated you to write the book.
Actually, I admired Hazrat Inaya Khan for years and wrote a book about him. And soon after, I realized that while I was writing to know about his wife, Ora Ray Baker, whom he called Queen of his Heart. And no one had written about her. And I thought that she should be highlighted or known throughout the world, much like him and his kids. And they were a musical family. So I just wanted to tell her life story, because Hazrat Inaya Khan's life story was already there. And I think that was basically it. I just felt like that I have to write about her.
Okay, so did you find anything challenging about writing her story?
Actually, it was exhilarating to me, because I somehow, while I was writing, I thought I knew more about her than I could ever claim to know myself. And I was talking to my daughter one day, and I was describing her, Ora Ray Baker, and her family and her children. And my daughter commented, "Mom, you sound like as if she's your family." And I said, "Yeah, I think she is, because that's how I feel, as if I have known her all my life."
Why would you recommend that people read this book?
Well, this book is about love and spiritual journey together as a whole family, spanning two world wars, World War I and World War II. And during World War II, her daughter, Nurin Nisa, became a spy princess for British. And she was captured by the Nazis and killed in concentration camps. And her grandson, Pir Zia, is alive right now, even now, and in the United States, and practicing the Sufi tradition of his grandfather, Hazrat Inaya Khan. And there's a movie about Nuran Nisa also, and she's called Spy Princess, and it's available online. And recently, I'm just thinking that it became so pertinent, even in this time, like talking about Hitler of World War II, and now we have a Russian Hitler invading Ukraine. So it has probably increased. I would recommend this to understand the atrocities which were done 80 years ago, and now we are seeing them all over again.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of sadness in the story, and a lot of people are experiencing that again.
That's true.
The war is awful. Now, a lot of people want to write a book, but many never actually accomplish it. You've done it like 18 times now, and you've also written so many plays. So how did you manage to finish all these books and plays?
Actually, I think probably writing was my passion, my priority, and my vocation that I found worthy of pursuit. So I could, at all times, I would carve out time for writing. And when I needed chunks of time to write, because I did a lot of research while I was writing my Mughal sagas. And so at one time, I even started waitressing and working in stores in the evenings, because I could only write when I was all by myself. And that was the time when my husband was working and needed some money also.
Yeah. Well, tell me about your other books. We talked a little bit about American Queen. What are your other books about?
They are historical, uh, philosophical books, which have an angle of, what do you call it, spiritual aspect in all those books. And they are mostly about the historical figures. But when I was writing, I would start writing plays or short stories or poetry, but that was only when I was in between inspired to do that. So, so those were my books.
So you're really trying to do the history, and then the other things kind of came in between.
Yes, this came in. Yeah, just hit me in the head.
Yeah. I know you have a meditation. I'm going off my script here, but you have a meditation practice and you spend an hour every day meditating. Do you think some of your creativity and your writing comes about because you do clear your head that way every day for an hour?
Yes, I think it's very inspiring. Somehow things fall into place, like life becomes harmonious, and all the pieces fall into place. So spending some time in meditation doesn't take the time away from writing or inspiration. It actually accelerates the process. It's like people say, I mean, I believe in like half of that is true. People say music is meditation, gardening is meditation, anything you do in life is meditation. And that is true. But to me, we relax our body or give our body rest by sleep, but mind never sleeps. It's even working even while you are asleep. So in order to give rest to the mind, you do the meditation. That is what is the emptying out of all the thoughts. And that is when really the inspiration just flourishes. And aside from my rewriting my contemplations, I'm writing another book about Hazrat Inaya Khan, about his wisdom and aphorisms.
I really enjoyed the one book you have about Hazrat Inaya Khan. You know, his teachings are just so amazing. And, you know, even as a Christian, I find them really challenging and helpful, you know, because he was speaking about.
Yeah, he is the one actually who meditated for hours. He was a musician. He practiced his music. He gave lectures. He gave music concerts. And it was amazing. And I think it all came from his discipline in meditating.
Well, thank you for helping bring his story and his words into our lives, and also the life of his wife, she was quite an amazing woman. So what advice would you give to other people that might want to write a book?
I would say write from the heart. That's the seat of passion. If you try and explore its treasures, you will discover a world of inspiration. Because heart is the one, if we open our heart and have love in it, and that gives you inspiration. So don't go with the trend, what is the people are writing in the world or what is selling or something. Just write from the heart, and you will achieve success, in my estimation.
Well, thank you. That touches my heart that you say that. You know, I think that sometimes when I write, I'm not writing the genres that everybody is reading, but I'm writing things that I think are really important. And I think you do too. So you're really quite a treasure here in Springfield, Ohio. There are wonderful people in Springfield, Ohio, and wonderful authors, and you're one of them. So I just want to celebrate your long career and your work. And I hope people will take time to read The American Queen and come back in June to discuss that with you. And there will be an option to discuss that by Zoom or also in person at the library the first Tuesday in June. So how can people contact you or learn about your work? What would be the best way to do that?
Actually, they can contact me by posting or responding on my blog spot on my current post. The ones who know me and who have my emails, my friends, colleagues, everyone, they're welcome to contact me via email. And all my books are on Amazon. And if someone wants to purchase them, please write a review because Amazon only allows to write a review if you purchase a book. But anyone is welcome to contact me. And if someone leaves a post on my blog, I would respond as soon as possible.
Well, thank you so much. And I will have a few slides here to share that information so everybody can find your blog spot and also your Amazon page. So thank you for talking with us, and you hang on here. Those on the live library program can now ask questions with Farzana after we hear her reading from one of her books. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy. You are an inspiration.
We inspire each other. fellow authors. Thank you.
Thank you.
To contact Farzana, leave a comment on her blog at farzanamoon.blogspot.com and she will respond. All of Farzana's books are available on Amazon. Search for Farzana Moon's author page to find them. This has been an Author Spotlight interview with the Clark County Public Library in Springfield, Ohio.